Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that, do you know what? I don't have a problem with a bunch of financiers and business people getting together to meet up to determine how to fleece, me and whoever, or to sell me whatever mobile phone or anything. I don't care. They can strategize to their heart's content. But we've got a new coalition in Britain, and what David Cameron who's an ex-Bilderberg, and Nick Clegg like to talk about at the moment is transparency and openness, and they want that in our politics. Let's find out whether that's the case, but they do keep saying we want transparency and we want openness.
Well, that's like Obama. He said he's going to be the most transparent. He's more secretive than Bush. It's always the opposite with these guys when they tell you something.
Yeah, well, and do you know what? It would be nice if, in the spirit of openness and transparency, we simply knew which elected officials went to this 4-day meeting and what they talked about in terms of policy.
Because they are setting policy in there, and it's against the law in the U.S., the Logan Act. Did you hear about Daniel Estulin testifying before the European Parliament?
I did, yes, extraordinary.
So what's your take on that?
That's a step in the right direction, I mean, it's being talked about. The word is being talked about and normalized, and you just want people to go, when people talk about the Bilderberg conspiracy, it's not, as I keep saying, it's not a conspiracy, it's a meeting. It's a conference. It's a 4-day conference.
But see, they put what's the right term? That stereotype on it. They put it on you. You're like, hey, there's rich elite. They're robbing us through the banking system. They're meeting in there. We've gotten their minutes, and they just go, oh, you didn't take your medication. It's just a way to disregard what you're saying and always make a debate about whether it exists or not, instead of having a debate about should these private bankers be setting up a global police state to fully extract all our wealth from us.
That's exactly it. I am so sick of every time one mentions any kind of, I don't know what to call it, geomachinations or any kind of global strategy or you talk about any kind of large financial stroke economic, military industrial, whatever you want to call it. You start talking in those terms and you get told, oh, yeah, put on your tin hat. And you know what? I'm so bored to the back teeth of that.
And that's just a rationalization. Hitler and Goebbels both said good propaganda is simple and mindless and speaks to people's own laziness. Well, guess what, folks? The banks are imploding the economy. They are setting up a world government. You can read Charlie Skelton's great columns at the London Guardian while he's there reporting, and we'll put that up on screen on TV for folks. You can also go to his website. Tell us the best ways to read your reportage while you're there in Spain covering our owners.
Go to the Guardian website. If you just go to guardian.co.uk, you will, I'm sure, find me somewhere. Put in the word Bilderberg.
Yeah, Charlie Skelton, Bilderberg, it's all over the place. Now expanding on this, because I segued into what happened to you last year, what type of security are you seeing? What's some of the other intel you picked up from inside the Club Bilderberg?
Well, in terms of just the security, it's the same thing. It's absolutely immense. There are just dozens and dozens of police cars. There are dozens and dozens of riot police vans. I mean, they are kitting themselves up as if they're about to be attacked by 100,000 heavily armed troops. Whereas in fact there are there's maybe 24, very nice, kind people sitting outside who are a little bit clued up, who are sitting outside this police cordon just saying, I'm not quite sure that what is going on up the hill is exactly right. I'm not quite sure that people up there are strategizing in my interests, or in fact in the interests of the majority of human beings on the planet. And, and they're there and they're saying their little thing and they're holding their signs. And a few meters away are people that, machine guns and police helicopters circle ahead. And you just think, what exactly are they expecting? I mean, seriously. I mean, who are they expecting to come running up that hill?
Well, they know they're identified, and they know we're looking at them. And they can't be happy that 10 years ago you'd see no news about Bilderberg. Now you Google the term. There are hundreds of articles a day in prestigious publications admitting Queen of the Netherlands, Prince of Holland, representatives of the British royalty, the Spanish royalty, They're all there, and people are going, wow, there really is an elite. And how dumb we were to be told no children, the elites don't exist. Spain doesn't exist. Sidges doesn't exist. The city they're meeting in. None of it exists. Go back to sleep. The bankers love you.
Yeah. They don't love us. They don't love us. They barely hate us. I think they just treat us as ones and zeros.
Now, this source in the hotel, what are they saying they're going to help you get info throughout the conference? No,
I think that's closed up. It was purely while we were there in contact. You've got to understand that the people running the conference, they're all kinds of different people. There are people who just simply are there to put up the lighting rigs. There are people there simply, moving in crates of watermelons into the... there's lots of people. It requires a lot of manpower.
No, there's the maids, there's the security people, there's the police. But larger than that, and I'm not telling you what to do, but I've always tell Tucker this, I tell all of them this, because it seems 101 to me, but then I'm always in a hurry to get back to it, and I don't do it. I need to go to Bilderberg 3 or 4 days before, be there during it, covering it when I'm kicked out, and then the real intel is after they leave, going back in and taking your time interviewing all the insiders, and beforehand getting them to dig stuff out of the trash for you like Jim Tucker does. But final segment, and give us a bird's eye view, kind of a preview of the info you're going to be giving us on Friday when you join us. Charlie Skelton, London Guardian reporter, reporting from Bilderberg in Spain 2010. And we got Tucker and others joining us tomorrow. This is going to be extremely informative. Stay with us.